everybody, and welcome back to Earworm Reviews. Today we're trying something new. Today I'm starting a new segment called New Music 6-Pack. These are 6 songs that have stuck in my head that I think should be stuck in yours. So before we get into that, I want to say a big congratulations to NASA and to SpaceX for their launch of the Falcon 9 rocket today. It's been 9 years since any manned mission was launched from US soil, and this is paving our way to get to Mars, which is really great. That's why I have my Saturn V, all my Legos, and my awesome rocket coffee mug. Alright, so first up is we have new Run the Jewels, quickly becoming one of my favorite music groups of the last 10 years. It's hip-hop, rap, but it's very raw. There's no fluff to it. There's no BS about it. It's just really good raw rap. And these first 2 singles off of it, Yankee and the Brave and Ooh La La, continue that. Every album they've had, which is just Run the Jewels 1, 2, 3, it builds off of it. You can definitely hear that they're learning something in each album, and then they take that and apply it to the next one and build on top of it. So what we're going to get on this 4th album that's coming out should be epic. I'm really hoping that the album follows the singles. Yankee and the Brave, the first one that came out, it hits you in the face from the very beginning. It just comes in super hard, super fast, and it's great, and it never lets off the throttle. This album is also going to be produced by Rick Rubin, so it's going to be epic. So next time you're driving around, put this one on. It's a great car bumper. Alright, so next up we had 21 Pilots' new single, Level of Concern. 21 Pilots is one of those bands that just are so in tune to the cross-section of music and culture, it's a little scary. Like, this song came out maybe a month or so after quarantine had started. I don't even think it was that long ago. But they captured what everybody's been going through and delivered it in a way that everybody can like. And it's really great. Lyrically, it's really easy to understand, which I think is great. I don't think songs like this for this purpose should be, cryptic and hard to understand. I like that it's straight to the point. It's their point of view. It's their anxiety about this quarantine. So far, this is just a single. There's no indication that this is going to be a part of an album or any indication that they're going to be recording a new album. Although it's been 2 years since Trench, so here's the hoping maybe we'll get something new. But for right now, Level of Concern, it's a fantastic song. It's a really good kitchen mover. If you're cooking something or doing something in the kitchen and you want to just kind of bounce around a little bit or have a little bit more pep in your step, this is a great song to listen to. All right, next up isn't so much a song but an album. There's new music from Hayley Williams. She's done Paramore for a long time. We've seen her featured on other albums and other singles, and they were really good. If you want my opinion on new Paramore, go watch my last video with the early 2000s pop punk bracket. I go into it more there. This is the first solo album that we've seen from Hayley Williams, and it's really good. Her first single was Simmer. So if you're going to start somewhere on this album, I recommend starting there. I'll probably do an album review later on, but if there's one song that I would say, hey, go listen to this, it's going to be Simmer. This was unexpected. It's got a very experimental 07 Portishead trip hop vibe. No joke, I probably listened to it 20 times. I am a massive 07 fan, so to hear something adjacent to that that's new with a new spin on it is fantastic. This isn't as peppy or happy as some of the other songs on the album, but I think it gives you a good idea about what she's doing. You can tell she poured everything into this album. It's because it's not Paramore, it's not Scene, it's just what she wants to do. This is more of a lazy rainy day type of song. The rest of the album definitely picks up a little bit more. If you want a taster on what the album's going to be like, Simmer is a great place to start. So now we're going to take a hard left turn with a new song called 3 on E from a band called Wolfpack. Not many people know of Wolfpack, and when I was writing this down, I was trying to think of another band to compare them to, and the only other band I can really think of would be St. Paul and the Broken Bones. But unfortunately, both of these bands are very, I'm not gonna say they're unknown. They don't have a huge following, but it's a very cult following. And they have a cult following for a reason. It's new age funk. done really, really, really well. St. Paul and the Broken Bones I'll definitely get into later, but Wolfpack is more on the instrumental side. Their previous albums, there's some songs that have no lyrics to them, no singing to them whatsoever, and then they have some songs that are very vocally driven. So it's one of those bands that are they do their music the way they want to do it, and there's no compromise on that, which leaves you just with some just really, really well done music. This new single, 3 on E, I think is a good introduction to the band. Even though it's their newest single, I think it represents a lot of what their back catalog is. So it's very 70s funk. It's very close to the intro song to Superbad. Very similar style. This has a little bit more structure to it, which I think makes it better. So again, I highly recommend all of Wolfpack, but this is a good introduction song. So if you have a somewhat long ride coming up, I definitely recommend putting this on first and then letting it ride. All right, so next up we have Proxima B from the lead singer of Death Cab for Cutie, Ben Gibbard. Surprisingly enough, he hasn't done a ton of solo work. He's only had 2 LPs, but when you think about all the other bands that he's been involved with, I'm not terribly surprised. But this is actually one of 3 singles he's put out in 2020 alone. There's this one, Proxima B, Filler, and Life in Quarantine. Of those 3, this one has definitely been stuck in my head the most. It's very 90s folk. This is one of the songs that you can definitely see it playing in like one of the early seasons of Scrubs or a very late season of Friends. And it's not overproduced, it's not forced. It seems like something that Ben Gibbard just woke up on a Tuesday and went, I think I'm going to do this. It is stripped down in comparison to some of the other stuff that he's done, but it can still fill the room. Again, it's very, acoustic, clean, driven with, hi-hat, snare, drums in the back. But again, it's a good feel-good song. There is a very Death Cab-ish chorus, but Ben's singing style is so synonymous with Death Cab, you can't really hold that against him. So this is a really good midday porch song. It's a song that you can put in the background, but you still want to listen to. And lastly, we have a new single from Alien Ant Farm called Everything She Wants. Anthology, their first LP, is personally one of my favorite albums ever. I can listen to it front to back over and over and over again. When you have such a monster album like that, you're always going to get compared back to it. So I think what a lot of people's early response was that it's not the old stuff. And I agree, it's not. It's still good though. It's still very Alien Ant Farm. Musically, it's very well produced. It makes sense. It's got a very Alien Ant Farm verse. It's got a sprinkle of funk there with the bass kind of pulling it along. And then the chorus is really, really big. And it switches right back to what it was doing, and it's fun. This is a song that you can use if you need a quick distraction. If you're taking a break from work, if you're gonna go walk around somewhere and you want to listen to music, if you just need 5 minutes to not think about whatever you're doing, this is a really good song for that. It's interesting enough to get your mind off of what you're doing, but it doesn't take you way out of it. It's light in that aspect. Fingers crossed we're gonna have a new album. They haven't announced anything saying that they will, but if they can do this in quarantine, then maybe there's hope for us yet. All right, thanks again everybody for watching, and thanks everyone for the great feedback from the last bracket. I'll be doing another one here pretty soon. I haven't decided which one. And I actually created one, so I'll be posting that on Facebook and on Instagram. Definitely be watching out for that. Make sure to cast your vote on which bracket are we going to do next. Stay safe, and I'll see everybody next time.